Cause let me see. Oh. Okay, hold on. What's up, guys? What is up, you guys? Did y'all see that little loop-de-loop? Your girl is like really. I'm coming through with the technicalities. Okay, I'm doing it, y'all. I keep telling y'all these are milestones for me because now my dress is backwards. Oh my God! Only I would get on live with my dress is like totally inside out. This is like, of course, that. But what's up, y'all? Um, how are you guys? Welcome. I almost said welcome to Earth is School, but this is not an Earth is School episode. This is me just coming through here to chat with you guys every single night that I can, that I allow myself to. I didn't record an episode today. You guys, be on the lookout. I don't know why my mind does not want to choose a date. I'm thinking August 1st, but just be on the lookout for Earth is School podcast because it's coming through and it's not like the same, you guys. It's going to be literally in the podcast section of YouTube because YouTube now sponsors podcasts, and it's going to be on all other platforms. And it's a whole thing. I'm so excited about it. And the messages that I'm sharing are just like, it's just these jewels, like they almost should not be free. Like that's how good this stuff is. So be on the lookout for that. Let me know if y'all can hear me too. Maybe we can listen to my little sound thing. But we're gonna talk a little bit today. I'm gonna share a little bit about myself and what I think, how I think that I don't want to say how I think that people should do, but I will say what I believe it takes to, like, this is a thing that I believe it takes to live a peaceful life, and it has to do with the connections that we have with others. And while we are having this discussion real fast, I'm gonna make what am I making here? This is like a shea butter cream or whatever. As you can see, this is empty. This is our lotion. This is what we use for lotion. Living here in Sally, it's really dry out here. So normally I would never have to moisturize my face, but I've definitely, like, since the day we moved here, I've had to do that. And so yeah, I have oils that I always make our lotion with. And I need to do another video showing you guys what I suggest parents do for children that deal with attention deficient. I've been saying attention deficiency, but no, it's deficient. And parents of children that are on the spectrum, or just if your children are like hyperactive and you want them to sleep, and then even if it's not that, if you just have like teenagers that might be stressed and they just need a relief and stuff, I need to do a video on that, because what I do is I make this concoction out of shea butter, and I use only the greatest essential oils in the world. They are extremely potent, okay? And yeah, I make a mixture, and there's certain things that I would focus on like every time I make it. So like for kids that are on the spectrum, how is my orange this low? For the kids that are on the spectrum or deal with attention, issues, I would put cedarwood and rosemary, because cedarwood is an amazing component for an ADHD blend to help with your attention. It helps with avoiding or combating depression. The constituents inside really, really help with that. And what else did I say? And rosemary. Rosemary is like, I think, is it 95%? I think it's 95, definitely over 85% of your memory abilities are heightened when you inhale rosemary. So you guys have probably seen me talk about how essential oils have been tested to be 1,000 times more potent than the herb that it comes from. I call essential oils the blood and the cells of a plant. So you can just imagine, if rosemary herb has been proven to be that much of a, I don't know what you want to call it, but to help that much with your memory, then the oil is just, it's just like, oh my God, like why not? Why not? I have an old picture of us like 11 years ago. Well, it's a picture of Titus. So Titus was like 2, and he's holding rosemary like this, and he's sniffing it, because I used to have them do it daily. So graduating to really potent essential oils have been a life changer. Let me know that if you guys are in here. If you're in here and if you're ready for this conversation, then thumbs up this video, please. Leave a comment. Let me know where you at, where you from, what you doing, what you at, that whole thing, okay? Let me know if this fan is too loud, because it's hot, you guys. I would have went live earlier, but today was crazy. I didn't even want to record today. It was so hot, it just knocked the motivation out of me. Like I didn't do nothing today. I just lay down all day. So yeah, and then what I want to talk about, so I was having a conversation with a friend earlier, and I was just like, I just be laughing at myself because of how I am. You know, everybody is different. We all show up in the world differently. And if we're really staying on like the subjects of what things really are, a lot of the ways that you show up in the world are based off of not just the experiences that you've had here, but experiences that you've had in other lives and other dimensions. Where's my lip balm at? But I just always say, and I need to ask one of my friends. I have a few friends. I have a lot of friends that are like readers, and I always have friends that do like past life regression, and that's just amazing, because it's probably why I'm so into doing this hypnosis. What is my freaking lip balm? But I need to ask one of my friends that does a past life regression if I did the things that I be saying, because sometimes we say stuff and we think that it's not real, and we just say stuff. We'll be like, oh, that child been here before, or we'll be like, I bet in another life we were doing this and doing this. You are on point. You are not just saying something. And earth is so dense, it makes you think that even whenever you get a download, or when you feel like something's going to happen and it happens, it just kind of is so subtle, it makes you feel like it's not really what the thing was. But so many times are people like talking about their children, and they're like, they act like they're my parent. Like my daughter acts like my mom, or my son acts like my father, because they are in another dimension. Okay, seriously though, hold up, y'all, because hold up. Am I tripping? I know I'm not tripping. Where's my lip balm? That's crazy. I have an emergency one. I have stashes of, the top is off. I have stashes of Young Living lip balm all around my house. Is that hilarious or what? So anyways, I just always am like, man, I swear in another life, I'm like some type of like super loyal, like mafia chick that just like, because it's the way I am, my loyalty. Like I don't play. I really don't be playing. I don't agree with like whenever if you were with someone and then y'all split up, y'all said that y'all loved each other before, y'all were a family before, and then y'all split up and now y'all are like in competition, and it's this whole thing. I just don't like how does that even make sense? Like you said that you love this person and that y'all were family. Y'all don't have to be together. Y'all should still be family though. it's just my level of loyalty. It's just out of this world. It's really not. I realized a long time ago it's not normal. But so I was talking to my friend, and what I'm saying too is like I really be on like this village shit. Like I know for a fact in another dimension I am experiencing village living. Okay, because or I came here with that because it's just no way. Like the way my mind works, I just don't play about that. I just don't play about togetherness and community and the different morals and even the different consequences and punishments that come with that. It's just too embedded in me. It's just too natural. Some of you guys have experiences and things or skills. Even this is something I used to channel when I was really young about us having skills and natural talents and us not realizing that that's because we really did experience that before or simultaneously. So it's just the way I am about loyalty. I really, and not just loyalty, but like reciprocation, value, like me valuing myself and then someone else seeing me, someone else valuing me. And as I grow too, I just don't play about me. Like every single year that I have, I just play about me less and less. And so my friend was explaining to me this guy that I already really don't like. It's a whole thing. I really don't like this guy. I'm not going to go into detail, but he is from the same background that I am from, and then my friend who I'm speaking about is not from that background, and I just know the difference. Like as an American, I just know how Americans, like how we are, how we come here. We be coming here with a colonizer ass mindset. I'll talk about that in another video. But and human beings in general, no matter where you're from, can be very manipulative and just really shysty, right? And I don't like shysty people. I just don't like. That's what I'm saying. Like I know that I'm having this experience somewhere else because I really be on like some mafia gangster shit, y'all. Like I don't play with people like bullying people and like I'll be like, y'all need to take that person in front of the community and teach them a lesson. I just go off of that. I just really do. Hey, what is up? So my friend, we've already all had a conversation together because this guy who's from the same background, the same place I'm from, who was opposite of my friend, had disrespected this person one day, and then we all ended up together and the conversation came up and we had a really good conversation about it. But I don't like this, and I don't like when I don't like you. Like, okay, so that's what this episode is about. I'm sharing about who I am and how I am, and then I'm also sharing the introspective insight that I get from others, right? So if I don't like you, I really do not pretend like I like you. Like I don't pretend like it. I don't act like I'm not gonna let you change my mood. I'm not gonna let you change my energy, but I'm not about to be sitting here acting like I like you. And if the conversation comes up of why I don't like you, let's have the conversation. Why not? Like I'm a firm believer that we can have real conversations without confrontation. People really think that having a conversation about real feelings is confrontational. And I think you're confrontational if you don't like to have real communication. Like why the hell you want to be sneaky and you want to like go tell somebody else how you feel? Okay, so Black Mafia, African scare taxes necessary. I'm telling y'all. Hey, what is up? Yes, so I'm sharing, if you're just tuning in, I'm sharing about myself, a little bit about myself and kind of how I moved throughout my journey. And then I am briefly sharing like an introspective story. It's kind of funny because I have a few of them that's been happening this week and they all come to the same lesson. But I'm talking about my loyalty and just like how I move with people and how village centered I am. I can't explain it, but I was also mentioning that a lot of the makeup of how we are, a lot of our personality traits and things actually come from other lives that we experience. I'm definitely going to get into this on the podcast, but yeah, like they come from other lives. And this is something that I've been channeling since I was really young. I used to tell people when I was like teenager, early in my early teen years, I used to say like, you have that skill because you already experienced this. A lot of us have like these talents and these skills or these desires, and it's like, oh, this feels so familiar because it actually is. You really did experience this before. Hey, what's up, Elle? So Ellie, sorry. So yeah, so I'm talking about this guy, right? So I don't like the dude. And I read people, okay? I don't like to call myself a reader, but that is my first language. I'm going to read you before anything else. It's really all of our first language, but not all of us are tapped in and turned on to really get that. But for me, baby, we ain't got to say nothing, okay? I can get everything from a photo of you or an image or just being in front of you. So, yeah, like I just don't like this guy, and I've read him and I'm just so sure about it. So anyways, and I don't play about people that I love being like bullied or anything. So I'm on the phone with my friend. I've already told him about this guy, and some things have conspired for my friend to be kind of like disconnected from this guy, which has been really divine, because I'm like, you see, like this is what ends up happening. Things take place to show us who the person is, so we can really reflect. And there's different, it might be an inconvenience to you, but it's setting you guys up in certain situations so that you can really see who they are. So anyway, that's happening. And I tell my friend today, I'm like, look, because this person is like just playing in their face, just playing. And I'm like, you got to stop playing about yourself. You have to stop playing about yourself, because we want people to understand us, and we want people to see us for who we are, and we want respect. But if you're not respecting yourself and seeing you and putting the value in you, no one else is going to do it. Everything is us outwardly, or everything outside is us inwardly. It's a holographic world. I say this all the time on almost every live I do. I'm talking about this world being holographic. So whatever is inside of you is going to come out, and that's the reflection that you're actually getting. And so I just go into telling him a little bit about the importance of maintaining your value and not allowing somebody to play with you. A lot of us will stay in connections because we might feel like there's a resource that we're getting from it. It's really harder when they're in certain positions. Like, let's say that we started a business with them and they've invested in us, or let's say that we moved to a country where they're the ones that are showing us the place. So when you set up your own like vulnerability lesson, because you're vulnerable towards them, in a sense that it's like they have to assist you, or you might believe this illusion that if this connection is broken, you're not going to get A and B. So when it's like that, then it's even harder. But it's really set up like that for the test of your value. You're really testing yourself. Your higher self is really testing you, as in you testing you, for your growth, for your expansion, and for you to have the opportunity to say, no, this time I'm going to value myself. I'm going to allow for time to shift as I make this change, because every time that you make a change, every time that you take up for yourself, or whatever the fear thing is, or the thing that was like that made you feel bad or low vibrational, when you do the opposite, when you push through the anxiety or whatever, and you do the opposite, time shifts and you create a new path for yourself. So I was explaining to him that, if he wants to create a new path for himself, then he needs to take account of the value that he's placing on himself by allowing this person who he knows. A lot of times we know. So many of my clients are like, I feel like this. I kind of feel like they're doing this. They had said this, and then I felt like, listen to yourself. When the Bible is talking about obedience, it's not talking about being obedient to an external God. It's talking about listening to your intuition. It's talking about being obedient to what it is that you're saying that you feel. So you need to be obedient to yourself, because you be knowing. All right. A lot of y'all really be knowing, and we just be like, oh no, well, I'll see. Especially women, we got to have clues to everything. We want the evidence on top of the evidence with some more evidence. Like, girl, come on. This is you're just not valuing yourself. Okay. That's what this is. So, okay, let me read some comments right quick before I go on. Let me put a pin in what I was saying right there. Okay. Real quick. Please don't allow soft men around your sons. Many have been taken. Okay, I don't know what you talking about, Boom. Oh, you said soft men. Okay. Oh, okay. I think I understand what you're saying. You can elaborate. I think you're saying like, oh, hold on, it went out. I think you're talking about the guy that I'm saying that I don't like. If that's what you're talking about, my kids do not know this person. They have no, like, I'm so big on energy. I have no desire to mix energies with my child and this person. So yeah, many have been taken advantage of by colonizers when young. Absolutely. Hmm. Damaged men in Africa gravitate towards blacks from America, thinking we are accepted. So when I'm speaking about, that is true. That happens because everybody is messed up here. It really doesn't matter what culture you're from. But with this subject, is actually an American person. It's someone that comes from where I'm from, and what a lot of Americans do. And I said I keep saying I'm gonna do a video on this, but we got to think about who our daddy is. Like, we were raised up and reared in a colonizer country, in a capitalistic system. So we actually come here with that energy. So many Americans that I meet, don't even get me started, because I didn't have to really cut some people off because they think that my African friends are supposed to do stuff for free just because, like, what are they, happy to see us here? So they just supposed to just spend their time helping people look for apartments and translating things, and then we don't have to pay. So we actually come here with a colonizer mindset. I've had more than two, three, I've had so many issues with Americans coming here with the colonizer mindset that one of my friends that was helping me to assist people, even though I did not ever want to do this, but people would reach out to me. And especially if you're a single mom, I'm like, oh my goodness, she's a single mom, we have to help her. And my friend told me, Dayla, don't you ever, he said, the next American that reaches out to you and asks for help, I'm not helping you. This is actually what he said. He said, I will finish a bowl of soup with a fork before I assist you with another American. And he don't even be coming up with punchlines like that. I said, bruh, where did this come from? That was actually clever. So yeah, I have actually been through a lot, and I understood him. I couldn't even be mad at him because we really do. Like, the stuff I didn't have to tell Americans, like, what are you thinking? Like, why do you think that? That's crazy that you really came over here acting like the man. So yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about. So you're definitely not on the same thing that I'm talking about, which is okay. Everybody has their own perspectives, but off subject. So definitely. So anyway, so I go in to tell this person how there's a friend of mine that I've been knowing for most of my life, and how I'm going to move a little differently with her because I noticed some devaluing. I noticed some of what Robert Greer talks about in his book, the 48 Laws of Power, which is an amazing book, when he talks about this natural human thing that we do where we get too comfortable and we kind of get used to a person showing up for us and serving us and doing whatever thing that they do to show that they love us or whatever. And we kind of take advantage of that or take that for granted. And in telling him this, I was also speaking to, after that conversation, another friend of mine who is also a Senegalese, he called and we were having a conversation about someone who has stolen some things from him, which is actually on my end for my confirmation of how well I channel, how tapped in I am. It was a really good experience because I actually told him that the guy was going to do it before it happened, which was so like amazing that I was just like, yo, like, don't let him hold your money. Like, don't do it. And the homie ended up doing it anyway. And he got the lesson from that. So we were having that conversation, and he's kind of went through these, it's a lot of money, like it's not no little bit of money. And so he kind of went through these emotions these last 2 weeks of like, no, he didn't do it. Da, 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 da. Okay, yeah, okay, now I'm angry. And today he's like, man, like when I see him, like it's on. So I explained to him, I was like, you see, this is why we need to be in a village setting, because you taking your anger out on this one man, like we are all in a group. Like this is a friend of mine as well, and I have other friends who are friends of his. So if we be silent, like a lot of people, especially in my Black American culture, and also in a lot of African cultures, and specifically the Senegalese culture as well. One of the reasons why Senegal is such a peaceful country is because it's a lot of silence. A lot of people just let stuff go, which is good. We need to let shit go. But there are some things that don't need to be let go. And it doesn't really make it like, to me, that's not really peaceful. Like you just letting shit happen. Like the motherfuckers is trying you because there's no consequences. So so he was like, yeah, like I'm gonna handle him when I see him. Da, da, da. And then I was like, you need to, I'm like, have you talked to so-and-so? Like, have you talked to so-and-so? So he was like, no, like, I'm not gonna, I'm like, no, this is the thing. And again, I'm going off of my soul understanding. This is not like research. This is my soul intuitive understanding of a village setting and what brings on the morals in a village setting. And this is that for women, it's the same way too, but I'm talking about men because we're talking about men. So it's one thing, like let's say that your best friend steals a bunch of money from you, and for whatever reason that it was done, you decide that you want to retaliate with physical whatever, like, right? Like you don't want to go to the police, you want to physically handle it. I'm all for that. I believe in, I am pro physical harm when it is needed, okay? Because there are times, it is so crazy to me how adults think that we're supposed to put our hands on children and not put our hands on each other. I done had a few people that really I should have put my hands on them and I didn't, okay? And so it's definitely a thing. There are circumstances, and when we're talking about village shit, it's real, because I was explaining to him how if he handles this by himself, he doesn't want to go to the police and make them give him his money that his friend stole. So okay, whatever. But then I was like, if you don't at least tell our community, our circle of friends, then as a man, like he's not even going to get the shame. Like that's the point of that. That's why that was always done in a lot of like, cultural, like villages, indigenous tribes and stuff. That's why that kind of thing is done, because it's not even about like anybody can take an ass beating, but you're going to get over that. Your wounds are going to heal. But you being exposed for who you really are, you being exposed for the thief or the manipulator or the user or the physical or verbal abuser, that's different. That is different. And so I was telling him, like, we need to beat his ass. No, I'm just playing. I don't want to have nothing to do with it. But I was telling him, like, y'all need to have a team meeting, okay? And I was just laughing at myself because I just know, like, this is me. Like, people just, you either love it or you hate it. Like, if you know me, you know that I stand firm. Like, I am a woman of my word. You know that I don't play that funny shit. Like, why we being funny? Like, why you stole hundreds of dollars from me? We're not being quiet about this at the barbecue. Let's talk about it. Like, no, and it's not like, again, going back to what I said earlier, to me, this is not confrontational. What is confrontational and what is low vibrational is pretending like something isn't happening that really is. That's how a lot of us over here and over there end up in homes where the auntie, because I'm gonna talk about the women too, the uncle is sexually abusing children and all types of stuff. And we just be still telling them Happy Father's Day and just acting like what? Not in my bloodline. Like, not while I'm alive, okay? Not in my family. I'm just different with it. Okay? Shelby know, because we didn't have to get down already together, okay? On some very, very serious stuff, okay? And that person wasn't family, so that person that we had to apprehend or whatever. Exactly. Why can't they jump him? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm like, y'all need to jump his ass. And then, help him up and be like, bruh, that's what the hell you get. Because I was telling him how this person too, like they're kind of experiencing something. I'm not going to give too many details, but they stole this money for a particular reason. You can kind of put your imagination together. And I'm like, to me, like in this position, if it's somebody who I've been fucking with for a real long time, I love this girl, and I feel like, we've had our moments or whatever, but she's doing this thing that she's doing, and it's causing her to act like this and do like this. I don't necessarily have to stop being your friend, not all the time. I don't necessarily have to cut you off if you're family or whatever, but we might need to just tap in a little bit, like literally, just a little tap. Seriously, I have a family member right now who is addicted to drugs, and someone who is really close to me, really dear to me, and oh my God, it is just tragic. Like the amount of babies being born on fentanyl and other stuff is just too crazy. There's so many, like we are really acting like America is not under a whole new like crack epidemic, but only with other drugs. But I was telling my mom that, everything is divine, because baby, if I was there, we would need to tap in. We would need to tap in, because everybody is being affected from this. And when you don't say nothing, how many people are overdosing? How many people are dying, killing themselves from these drugs? They need their ass beat. Now, that's not going to stop them. Okay, I'm not saying that's a rehab solution, but when it comes to morale, and this is what I was explaining to my friend, the reason why villages and certain cultures do this is because when it comes to morality, it shows that we have a moral standard for this. This might not be the solution. We can go forward with the solution, but you about to get tapped in, because you need to know that we're not standing for this. You have harmed someone, or you've affected someone, or you're harming yourself. And we don't stand for this. Don't play about yourself. Don't play about your village. Yes? Come in. How can I help you? Can you hear me? The shea butter over here, please? Yes, dear. Stay right there. Stay right there, because you be trying to do too much in the camera. I'm on live. I don't need you to come through with the animation. Even though I appreciate it, because Why? Because I don't want you to get on the It's in that drawer. I'm sorry, love. Go and watch the documentary. I'm not gonna let you on the phone today. It's not happening. Nope, it's not the shea butter. It's a bigger thing. It's in the blue bag. Nope. Maybe tomorrow, cause. Hmm? What's con? What's con? Oh. No, you can watch whatever documentary that they're pulling up right now. Turn off that light, Titus. So I have to stop Coast, y'all, because he's probably going to be my child that will do something in film, because he just gets lit when the camera's on. Bond new gets reminded. Yes. Solid. Okay, fat meat is yeah, seriously, y'all. Like, I really don't be playing those games. I be like, yo, I must have been doing this in another life on another level, because I have so much, like, I'm just big on morale, and I'm big on, like, if I'm connected with someone, like, I'm big about myself. So if I feel like I show up, okay, if I have a connection with you, if you're watching this and we have a connection, like a one-on-one connection, you cannot say that I do not pour into you. You cannot say that you did not get value and expansion from our connection. And this is something that I started realizing when I was like 14 years old. Like, yo, like when motherfuckers be around me, they be changing. Like, okay, like it's a whole upgrade. It's a whole thing. And I'm saying that truthfully, not humbly, because we're not supposed to be humble. We'll get into that another time. But I'm saying this truthfully, where it's just the truth. Like I don't know how to have connections where I'm not reciprocating and where I'm not serving. Okay. And I don't know how to I don't know how to maintain those connections where I'm not getting that back. So it sounds like I'm talking about two different things, but I'm talking about the same thing. Because really, I'm just saying how I had this conversation with a few people today, and I was just laughing at myself. Like they laugh. People be like you gotta be a special person to really like put up with me, because if you know me, you know, like I come through like I am on here. Like I really don't be playing those games. Like I will call you and tell you, yo, we're not doing this anymore. I appreciate the ride, but I can't mess with you no more because the way you make me feel. And I think that this is shea butter, you guys. I'm making the concoction, okay? If you're just tuning in, I absolutely cannot repeat everything I said, but we're talking about connections and valuing yourself and like morality that I think needs to be reinserted in our society. Like we've just lost our way, and we think that it's like confrontational and it's negative when you have to take certain measures to give people consequences. And then at the same time, I'm making this shea butter mix. Okay, it is cold pressed. Let me see if I can do all of this on camera, because I got to do a lot of like stirring up. But yeah, like I will call you up like, hey, sis, I ain't doing this no more. Like I done had to set up my boundaries with you over and over again. You keep saying little catty weird stuff to me. Like you trying to tell me how you feel, but you don't really want to tell me. So you really being like a mean girl or a bully. I'm telling you guys, like in every year, like I feel like this has already been me. I've already had like this level of morale my entire life. But every year it just gets easier and easier. And I just value myself more and more. And I just allow people to play with me less and less. I just don't do it. And my life is just more peaceful every year. You just shouldn't allow people to play. And you shouldn't be afraid to speak up. Like, don't get me started, because everything is happening how it's supposed to. I'm telling y'all, if I was in America right now, there are some people that I love who are really on that, like who are really taking these drugs that y'all out here acting like ain't happening. It will be a problem. I already thought about it. Like if I come anytime soon, I don't need to bring my kids, because I'm telling you, like, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're just not letting people just mess up people's lives and messing up the, like, I'm talking about people that are like close to you, people that you really care about. If this is like somebody who you really don't care about, then just let them do what they're gonna do. You know, maybe you can give some words of encouragement. But I'm just all for that, you guys. The girl who set me up, I've talked about this. I think I said this in the interview that I did from the guy who flew here to interview me from Ghana. And I said, like, you know, after the girl lied and stole the money from me, and she ended up dropping me and my kids off at a shelter, this whole thing. And, you know, we were on our way to Senegal, and we were supposed to do it together. And we were both on some like sisterhood stuff, and we're going to come here and do this. And she ended up pulling that 180 on me. And I told her husband, like, you guys are so lucky that we're not in a village setting, because that's all I can say is because this is one of them times. This is a great time to use a person as an example in front of the community. Okay. The amount of things that luckily my kids and I only experienced the turbulence of that for that day, and I made everything a beautiful experience. But even that day that we had to transfer from Manhattan to New York City, I was like, yo, I was giving them the Senegalese finger, like, hey, you better be glad, because I just don't play those games a lot of people are so silent. And I noticed this here in Senegal too. Sometimes it's offensive. Like you literally are offending people to tell them what they did wrong. This is a fake, like, this is made up. How are we supposed to grow? Like, how are we supposed to expand? If everybody is pretending like we're good, and then you're showing it though, because you're a vessel, you're a human. So it's not like you're actually letting it go and you're going off to be peaceful. People are doing things to you, and that they're bullying you, they're manipulating you, they're making you feel less than, all these different things, and you're just letting it slide, and it's coming out in different ways. Sometimes you'll hold it in for a long time, and then you just end up spazzing out on them, or you're venting to somebody else, creating drama, and yeah. Just talk to the person. Like, just go up to the person and just say what it is, like, or just handle that. Like, yes, an African ass whooping. Like, come on. I'm telling y'all, for so long, for so many years before I moved here, I would be talking about us, like, at the time that we are in now, where people are spreading out and kind of getting with their tribes. We're going to keep on doing this. It's going to be so much more later, where people are like figuring out who they're going to live with and all this stuff. And people would always, even like locally, like when I was in Oklahoma, I would meet people who knew me from the internet, and they would be like, oh my God, like I homeschool my kids too. Like, let's do this village thing. Like, I want to go to Senegal and I want to do a village thing with you. This is when I was on my village shit. I'm not on that. I'm not trying to create a village and bring a bunch of people in anymore. That was that timeline. It's something else happening now. But when I used to be like, you guys are not ready to be a part of the community that I would create, because I am justice. Like, you are speaking to a double Libra, okay? I just don't play about them kind of things. We're not going to do the bullying and the manipulating and the lying and the, earlier I was saying how much I don't understand how people end up having an entire family with someone. Like, you'll get married, you'll have a honeymoon, you'll have 6 kids with them, y'all super in love, y'all done made a business together, bought 2 homes, and then whatever happens, y'all split up and y'all enemies. Like, y'all in competition. Like, for those of you who don't know, because maybe you never had this experience, what I'm speaking about is so common that it's actually sick. Like, this is a sickness upon the earth. Like, for people to split up after having a family, and then y'all don't have to talk, but why are y'all not still a family? Like, how you go from not being a family to not being a family? And then you letting the new people in your life tell you that this person isn't family, and like be jealous and have like how is that? Like, I really don't be getting this, because I just be like, I know this is not the planet that I'm truly from, because where I'm from, we don't do that. Where I'm from, we don't play that. Even if we don't stay together, because intimately as partners, we are no longer compatible for whatever reason. But if I call you family one day, you are supposed to be my family forever. If I say I love you one day, I love you forever. It's only the other person. For people like me, it's only the other person that make you have to be like, okay, you tune in. But I don't be like, I'm telling y'all, I just be like, yo, it don't even have to be like that. It really don't. So, for those of you who did not see, I have Young Living oils. These are the only essential oils that I use. I was talking about how I make this blend. I should put some more in there. How I make this blend for us to moisturize our skin with. This is the only thing we use. We don't have lotion. I mean, it's shea butter, so sometimes we use it like plain, but normally I'll add essential oils into it so that it gets other constituents inside, like other properties for calming your nerves and healing and, all that good stuff. I was talking about how good this is to do for a routine for yourself or your children. I give a lot of clients these suggestions on, like, when they have kids that are on the spectrum or hyperactive or ADHD. You can use things like cedarwood is really good for that. Orange and lime. I don't think I feel like pulling out this book. I talked about memory. Putting rosemary in a mixture like this is really good because rosemary helps with like 95% of your memorabilia. So yeah, I am going to be cold pressing and mixing this. I don't know how this is going to work, y'all, because I really can't like, it's going to be like shaking the table, but we're going to make it work. Actually, this is bending. I'm going to have to get something else. Okay, 1 second. Give me 1 second. Wait right there, okay? Like in like literally 1 second. Okay. Oof. Let me read some of y'all's comments. Name the thief now. I know, right? In the hood, we call it dog walk your way. That's what I'm talking about. I'm telling y'all, I had to do a lot of growth with the sister who ended up doing that. I mean, it ended up working out because it's like, if she would have did that, then there's so many amazing experiences that I wouldn't have had. But for those first few months, baby, she had a calling. Like, I was like, come here, please. Please. Right? You're right. Dog walk for one, please. Yes. Ooh, snake oil. I've never used snake oil. Is it really like, is it like snake venom? It's probably a silly question, but that just sounds so cool to me. Yes, and yes. I wish I can share my link here. I don't know how I would share my Young Living link with you guys. But you can email me and I can walk you through the process of, you can email me, you can, no. You can email me here and I can send you the link to Young Living, and you can get them wholesale at wholesale price. And they have, what I'm on is a monthly subscription. So I spend at least $50 without tax. So like maybe $55, $60 every month. And I get free oils. I get points that are like dollars. And I mean, like, for real, not like the point system where it's like you spend $50 and you get like 50 cents. No. After 2 months, you'll be able to get a few bottles for free with the point system. So definitely. And this is Young Living. And I've been using Young Living for like 7 years now. This is like, I live and die by this brand, you guys, especially for what we just went through. I think it is insane that we are not preparing for, or we're not like boosting our immune system and keeping something as potent as essential oils in our life so that we can prevent these things from happening. Yes, I use these heavily every single day. I'm talking about 6 times a day at minimum. I have oils in my purse, my bag here. I probably have 3 oils in here just in case. And then I have oils here. I use the lip balm. Look at my lips, y'all. My lips. Young Living be having me right, okay? I literally get compliments on my face and my lips because I use Young Living everything. That means that the essential oils are in all of these products. The soap that I use nothing else on my face except for Young Living. These are vitamin B tablets. I don't know how the hell we are functioning and walking around. We're really not functioning and walking around like we could because we're so vitamin B deficient. So yes, y'all, get you some, okay? You guys can go to Young Living, or if you want me to assist you for totally free, then you can email me and I can walk you through the process and how to set up and how to get things. Even this diffuser, look at this diffuser. They just sent me this diffuser, y'all. I did not pay for this. Look at this. Look at it. They sent me this diffuser on, I think it was my shipment for last month. And I didn't pay for it because, to get stuff here in Senegal, if I don't have like a subscriber or somebody come through and bring it, then it's not cheap. I have to pay $10 per pound or more than that. This thing is like maybe 2 pounds. Like this thing is heavier. I don't know how many pounds it is, but I know this thing wasn't cheap. And when the lady told me that it came, I was like, what is that? I'm like, what is in that box? She's like, I don't know. I'm like, oh, they had to have sent me that because I would not have paid for that right now. So I ended up having to pay for the shipping, but I was good with that because I didn't pay for the actual diffuser. But this came because of my monthly subscription where I'm only spending at least $60 a month. So people are always asking me like, they'd be like, Young Living is expensive. How do you buy those every month? For me, Young Living is not expensive. Young Living is quality. I like quality stuff. If we're using expensive as a synonym for quality, then I'm an expensive girl. But if we're just going off of quality, how I see it, are you kidding me? Do you understand that this used to be gold? Like our first currency, or one of our first currencies, was essential oils. In the Bible, when the three kings men gave baby Jesus the myrrh and the frankincense, that was gold. Like, baby, I'm rich. Are you kidding me? I am super wealthy. And these oils, oh my God, y'all don't get me started because it's a reason why these things are mentioned all throughout biblical texts and stuff. Like, you can do stuff with this stuff. I'm not gonna get into it, but let's just say that you can really make some changes in your life. And you can just like throw it on something, like when you need to bless somebody and somebody just keep just talking shit and just bothering you, you can just take this and just, that's what I do sometimes. I'm just playing. I never do that, but I should. This is how we really need to be blessing people in the church, okay? Yes, this is the only brand honestly that I suggest, and I'm not just like being extra, but really I do, because of the way that they make their oils and the fact that you can go to a Young Living farm and you can watch the process. I'm sorry, y'all, I just love Young Living. Any oils, what I will tell you though is that the way that this is how you know, all right? And this is the reason why I'm diehard Young Living, because you know that you're using a real oil if the company says that you can put them inside of your body. If the company says, yes, you can give this to your baby, or you can ingest these, make food with these, then you know that you're using a brand where the essential oils are real. Because why are you putting something on your body that you cannot put inside your body? It's actually going inside your body. When things touch our skin, it takes about 20 to 60 seconds, one of those numbers, to go inside of your bloodstream. So putting things on your body and on your children's body that you wouldn't put inside their body, if you think about it, is kind of crazy. Just if you think about it. Yes. Anti-mosquito, spiders. You said they have in Senegal. Ask around. Also natural hair color. I'll buy it. Oh yeah, that's what I need. I need to color my hair. I want to go red again, but I don't. I'm scared to have someone do it here. Again, I want to use something natural. True talk says I am with them for a few years. Yes. Okay. You know, Young Living is it. You guys, I will be an old lady still, like, talking about this company. Okay. What Gary Young did, and this is what else too. When you're using something that's going to be like where you might be substituting for prescription drugs, or you might be using on a children or putting it inside of your body, research the person that created the company. This matters. Like, I'm extra with it, y'all. I don't play. I only get my herbs from one place, and I only get my essential oils from one place. If it's not happening, well, okay, I use some herbs locally too from Senegal, because that's different. They don't have like the manufacturer and all the get up to create all the fake stuff. But other than that, I only use herbs from Nature Sunshine. They are like the oldest company. They're like the Young Living to herbs, basically. And I only use Young Living. And when you research Gary Young and how he started and what his vision was for the world to have something so potent in their home where they can combat things, Gary has, or Young Living, which is the owner of Young Living is Gary. They have the patent on thieves. This thieves blend. This is a what you call it, a type of oil, right? An essential oil blend that people think is just like, in general, it's just like a blend that everyone is just like, you can just get it anywhere, and it's the real deal. This is actually, this company has patented thieves. They patented thieves many years ago, and Gary went on a very long years of searching and finding the real information to what the ingredients of thieves is. Thieves is actually a blend of like cinnamon, clove, something else. I can't even read this bottle because it's so old. But what else is in here? There's some good stuff in here. I think it's rosemary in here too. But this came from in the biblical days. There were some guys that were, when the plague started or when the plague happened, there were men that were stealing jewelry off of the bodies of the dead people. And they were going into the tombs and they were stealing their goods that they were being buried with. And the people were like, how are y'all going in there and not catching the plague? And so they shared that they had created an essential oil blend. This is not a myth. This is like a real event in history. Allegedly, but it's supposed to be like a real event. So yeah, they have the patent on it. Like, Young Living is the real deal. Like, can't nobody tell me nothing about Young Living. Has antibiotic oil of oregano. Absolutely. Internally. Yeah. You guys, Young Living is everything. Yes. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm scrolling through the comments. I love how you guys are sharing all of this information on different uses. Don't mind the dog in the background. Okay, so let me take this off. I'm going to blend this up. This is how I make this. I don't know what I want to do though. I feel like I like making spicy blend. Like, I like making blends that's like pow, that give you like a kick. So I think, you know what's a really good combination of oil that I didn't realize, because I have a lot of patchouli and I don't like patchouli. I actually bought this for a birth, and I don't like the smell, but patchouli is really good. It's antifungal, antibacterial. This is, I want to say that this essential oil is mentioned the most in the Bible, like over 200 times. They were using patchouli, baby. This is what they started putting in perfumes first too. But these two together, patchouli and lime. Look how beautiful that is. Okay, sorry. Patchouli and lime is a really good combination. I don't like the smell of patchouli, but patchouli and lime together actually smells really good. I was happy to discover that, because patchouli just, I'll be like, wow. I just feel like this oil we use a lot for numbing pain, like numbing nerves and stuff when we have toothaches and stuff. I use this for my births too. This is a must-have for my painless births. Okay, I don't know what I want to do. I could do citrus. I think I'm gonna do citrus with pine. That's what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna add the little pow is gonna come from pine, or it could come from eucalyptus. Let's see. But then the blend of, I think I did this last time. I did citrus and eucalyptus last time. So I'm gonna do pine, and I'm going to do, there's lemon, and I don't feel like getting up. I have another lemon in here, maybe.
I just don't feel like getting up, y'all.
I'm going back into the kitchen. Post had my lemon. See, and these I carry these with me when I'm out. So I have cedar wood and I have the Fitbit on it. It's called a Fitbit. But this way I roll it on. It makes it last long. And I just be like, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna add in the lime later then, because I don't feel like getting back up and going into the kitchen. I mean the lemon. I don't know why there's not another lemon in here. I should have 2 of each oil, but it's okay, I guess. Let me see. Yeah, it's okay. Okay, so for now, let's just do pine and what you call it. So pine and lime. I'll have to do a video of me doing this for Coast. I've been doing this for Coast his whole life because I didn't know about Young Living before I had him. Not too long before I had him. And if you guys can't tell already, or if you haven't seen me talk about, Coast is hyperactive, and he's also sensory sensitive. He's not like on the spectrum or anything like that, but he definitely is hyperactive, and he definitely is sensory sensitive. I have 2 children that are sensory sensitive, and I gotta do a video about what that means. Like different children who are highly intuitive are sensory sensitive. Okay, so the way that Nkosino has transformed throughout his journey so far, he'll be 7 next year, and him having this routine of me blending these oils, and I do a full body massage, and he's 6 years old and he still gets this. And I do it to the kids a little bit, but you know, they're so much bigger, I kind of have them do it to themselves. But oh my God, I just love it. I love watching him. I'm trying to move it away from the mic. But I love watching him from when he was really small and growing into like the moments that he was aware, or at least that he expressed that his awareness of how good this feels to get this nightly massage, and then going to today where he's so much older and he still has the same expression. Like he'll be laughing and he'll be like, and then he does the inhale and the exhale because all the oils are just like coming throughout his body. It's just so dope. It's so powerful. And if I want the kids to stay asleep, baby, even my older children, I use Young Living oils. if I want some extra hours the next day without interruption. Yes, eucalyptus is so good. Okay, so that was easy. I guess I normally be just doing too much because I normally like standing up and doing the whole thing. So I just make it really creamy. And then, ooh, I didn't want to break the seal of this. And then I put, thank you, Ogun said powerful. I just put like whatever, like, that's another thing. Like when you're using something that is for real potent and natural, and you know it's real because the company has enough money to buy the equipment where they're really extracting what's really from here. I mean, what's really from the actual fruit of this. And when they're not diluting their stuff to make it stretch because they're trying not to run out of business and they need to make their profit, you know, when you're using brands like that, then you don't have to use as much of the product. And it was something else I was going to say, but I forgot. Something else, it'll come to me. But I just love that. Like, I love that. I love using, oh, this is closed too. Let me use the one that's open. I love using stuff from companies that are not thirsty. Like, they're not trying to make a living. off of stretching. Oh, that's what I was gonna say too. You know, when it comes to essential oils, oh my goodness, like I'm so happy at where the world is and how we are being verbal about the ingredients that are in our foods and stuff, and how they're not being truthful about the ingredients and how they change words to make them seem like they're good. Like the word enriched, it sounds like it's rich, but it really just means processed. So I'm just so glad that we're there, right? And I look forward to us graduating from that and raising awareness and paying attention to the products that are in our house, like the products that like our Glad candles and our Febreze sprays and our dishwashing liquids and stuff that has the bright blue colors. Like, what are the things that are making up those colors? And when it comes to essential oils, what the government standards are on what you can name a therapeutic grade A essential oil, they have made the statement, or I guess you can say the rule of thumb, is that it needs to be, all that it has to be inside of the bottle is at least 1% of that oil. So at least 1% of that actual oil, the actual real deal, has to be inside the bottle if you're going to name it therapeutic grade A. So can you imagine how many of the essential oils are not real at all if the requirement is at least 1% of that? If they're even putting that inside it, you're literally consuming, or hopefully you're not consuming, because there actually have been some fatal situations with people consuming fake oils. But if you're even using the oils, which people have had all types of reactions and allergic reactions and stuff, then you got to be careful, because just like the labels on all our other stuff, we might have another 10 years before people start really talking about the dangerous things, the cancer causing ingredients that we are spraying ourselves with. Women, we use these body sprays up to 300 chemicals a day. When it comes to fragrances, you guys have probably seen me say this 100 times. When it comes to creating a fake fragrance, it literally takes between 500 to 1,000 chemicals. It could be 300, but I think it's 500 to 1,000 chemicals to make one fragrance. So if I have this kiwi strawberry orange cherry blossom spray, how many chemicals is that? Because that's like 4 different smells that didn't come from nature. And if it takes 5 to 100, or I'm trying to be exact, so I'll just say 300, but I think it's 5 to 1,000. I'm sorry, to 1,000 chemicals to make up just one of those flavors, just one of those fragrances. Then what are we talking about, baby? Like, you are being chemically induced. You are chemically drunk. Like, that's what's happening. Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. 100% essential oils. When you guys see the labels, because people will say, when I ask people what is the brand of their essential oils, most of us don't know the brand. But then if we do, a lot of times people that, try to stay up on our knowledge and, use the right stuff, we're choosing the brand that is labeling their stuff as 100% therapeutic grade A. But if you look up what the government requires in that, for you to be able to label an oil that, it's only 1% of that actual oil. So when companies are, trying for time and, they are trying to make sure that their stuff is stretching, which is all the time, they're diluting their stuff. They're mixing it with carrier oils and they're making stuff like lavender instead of lavender. That's it's like an alternative to lavender, but it's not real lavender. And then when you think about it, if you really think about it, like, we're talking about chopping down some pine cone trees from a particular time. And Young Living is so precise that if you really doing it, then you don't even distill and extract just any time of the day, just any time, because there's things that take place, like from the sun. When it comes to distillery, maybe if they're using a resin tapping method instead of the distill method. So all these things go into play, and there should not be all the essential oil companies that have come up out of the woodworks in the last like 6 to 10 years or so. They shouldn't exist because there ain't even enough trees during that season. Like, you can't even, like, it's impossible to get this much oil and trees. I mean, this much oil from the fruit and the woods, or, you know, these oils come from woods and shrubs and all types of stuff. It's just not even enough. Like, what? We have to really be asking these questions to these companies. And if it's an honest company, then they're going to tell you. If it's an honest company, then they're going to flat out let you know. They're going to give you their numbers, and they'll invite you to their farm. Young Living has a farm on, I believe, every continent now. Every continent. There's a farm here in South Africa. There might be one here in Senegal if I really keep sharing Young Living. I haven't really been a lot lately, but when I do, even the locals, like, y'all, I be out here healing people. Okay, they be having like, I had a guy the other day because I helped one of the Senegalese sisters had fell and she broke her rib. She broke 2 ribs. And so she called me over to do like these breathing techniques, and I used this oil. I used this beautiful oil, Deep Relief. And Deep Relief I use for my births as well. Even how I said that I use clove, I will not do a birth without this oil, okay? And so I use this for her, and of course she got better, and you know, we did these treatments, these regimens for a couple weeks, and she's good. And then she ended up calling over somebody that she knew for me to help him. He thought that it was what did he think it was? What was he saying that he thought that it was? Not nerve damage, because I told him it was nerves. I cannot remember what he thought. I can't remember, y'all. It'd be too many situations. But it was something that he thought he was experiencing because him putting his foot on the pedal and being a driver and doing that for so long, I guess, from his hip to his ankle, it was like off. Like he was dealing with a lot of pain, and it was just really bad. I'm trying to remember what he thought it was. Okay, yes, he thought it was nerves. That's what it was. He thought that it was nerve damage from his hip to his ankle. But I explained to him that it had to be muscle, because if you have nerve pain, like your nerves from your hip to your ankle, you are not going to be, like, he was limping a lot. Like his leg had to stay straight, but you wouldn't even be able to do that. Like you're going to be out of it. You're going to have to take painkillers, and it's going to be real. So anyway, she ended up calling me over to do some work on him, and I used that same oil. I kid y'all not. This is a true story. I used the same oil. I took him into his theta state. I did my little thing and all this stuff that I do. This man was running. I am not playing. I wish that we would have gotten it on camera. If Kene is watching, then she can vouch for this. This man was running after the session. Like the way he walked in with like this stiff leg that he was kind of like carrying, you know, kind of dragging along. This man was running when we got there. Amazing. Just amazing. Ooh, it's so beautiful. Let me put some more pine in there. I think this is it, yeah. Oh my goodness, it smells so good. How are we like, we got flying cars now, they making robots. They still don't have smell-o-vision. I really don't understand how we haven't got to where we can like push a button and you can smell what's happening over here. Like, ooh crap, did I open this? I wanted to, I'm gonna keep the seal on that. I'm gonna do this one instead. But yes, you guys. So wrapping up, yeah, I wanted to just share how I move in this world, y'all, and how, like, I wanted to encourage you guys to be true to yourselves and to be loyal and to stand your ground and to not let nobody play with you. And I know that's a lot. And speak up, okay? Like, what is the worst that's going to happen? If you are dealing with someone who is like bullying you, or they're manipulating you, or they're disrespecting you, or whatever, like, what's the worst that's going to happen? You're going to start valuing yourself if you speak up and say something? So what if you're living in their house or they might be your boss? So what? It means that it's time for some changes. Okay, so trust God. And you don't have to like, this is what I was telling my friend too. When not the one that got the stuff stolen, because that's different. But I was telling him like, you don't have to, when you are telling someone how you feel, you don't have to be disrespectful. Like you can cuss somebody out even without using curse words. Sometimes it's necessary. But you can let somebody know and you can tell somebody about themselves and you don't have to like get all out of whack and people just think that that's what it is. Like in my vlog, when I had cussed that lady out because I just wanted some vegetables and she was being extra with me, being a mean girl, like a lot of these women be. And somebody was like, don't let her mess with your energy or something like that. And I was just like, I'm fine. My energy, my energy is good. Okay. It's not confrontational. Me letting you know how wrong you are and how like what you're doing, or like me checking and correcting you, it doesn't have to be that now my vibration is low and I can't sleep at night and I can't, like, no, I'm about to go party or I'm about to go in here and talk to my kids and have a good time. Like right after I cuss you out, like it's okay. Doesn't have to be that. I feel like we are going more like as our relationships change and the way that we approach love and relationships, we're most definitely going to be stepping into a new era where we value ourselves more and and in the sense of having real conversations, like talking to each other with realness, because the fakeness be crazy. Absolutely. Absolutely, y'all. Y'all gotta ask about me because I done call people like, look, I appreciate what we've done these last 4 years, but I just called you to let you know I'm not messing with you no more. Okay, like that's just real. And people, when I share that, people are like, "Oh my goodness, how could you do that? I cannot call somebody and do that." But when you allow yourself to show up in the world and be played with enough, like when enough people play with you because you were not aware of that this even being a thing and you were thinking that everybody treats everybody the way that you treat everybody, when you allow that to happen enough times, you will be able to just make those kind of phone calls. You will be able to just be like, hey, can you come over here just to tell a person that this is it, or they got one more time, or I'm not, it can be real clean, real get to the, like, we got other stuff to do. Like we lingering this on, you got me feeling awkward, shit is weird. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Let's just get it all out and do what we gotta do. Okay. and as I have developed this ability, I'm gonna call it an ability, which is really the art of not giving a F, which is what we talked about yesterday on this live. I just find my life becoming so much easier, and the things that happen, because when things shift, when a relationship changes, or when you have to let someone go, it really ends up being a lot of things that change within your own personal life. It's really like the catalyst to how you get closer to what you've been asking for. And so I just find that when I do this, that just happens faster and everything is just better and more joyous. I swear, it's not even like people think. Now, look at this creaminess, you guys. Look at how creamy this is. Hold on. Let me do a demonstration. This is pine and lime. Okay, I used these two. Please email me if you want me to help you with implementing Young Living in your life. If you want to change your dishwashing liquids and your lotions and all types of stuff, I will help you. I can't do the link for some reason. I don't know why. Let me show you guys. What? People are always asking me to do like to make a oil blend, like not an oil blend, but like a moisturizer thing. But what do I look like? Like, seriously, like, no, for real. Like, I appreciate, I mean, people literally inboxing me, like, why haven't you made an oil? Like, what do I look like selling a product? Like, going and doing a bunch of, like, squeezing things out and spinning and da-da-da-da-da. Like, that's not what I do. Like, that's crazy. I take people into other brain waves so they experience other dimensions and heal from their trauma, and I teach women how to give birth without pain. Like, that's a whole, like, I touch people and heal them. I cannot make products, guys. People literally want me to make products all the time. It is so funny. Like, oh my God. When I mentioned in my story last month, I mentioned that I was that I was like creating my own clothing with one of my clients. And people were like, please, like, I need you to put this on a website. And I was just like, I love y'all. Like, I love how much y'all want me to do. But that's not what I'm supposed to do. Like, that's not where I'm at right now. So what I am doing, feel free to support that, okay? What I do, and I know I don't advertise, but that's on purpose. Look at this, y'all. Like, are you kidding me? What? I said what? Oh my goodness. Let me see. You would think they won't pull shenanigans on a sister with children, but that's when they see an opportunity to take advantage. Absolutely. And that goes for everybody. We can't even act like it's just men, other women. The person who really took advantage of me, who really played with me was a woman. Like, I've been played more by women than men. Okay. I have had my heart broken, you could say, been more disappointed by women than men. So absolutely. That's a thing. It doesn't even matter. People definitely, I don't know what y'all be thinking, but people really do think that when when it's a single mom, she is so desperate and she is just like in need and she just is just so like, just, I don't even know. Like, people, you would think that people thought that single motherhood came with like ditziness and ignorance or something, because people really be thinking that. But it's okay. It's, we've been programmed with all these ignorant narratives about things. So, you guys. Oh my goodness, I wish I could share some of this with y'all. I didn't even put it on this arm. You see how I put it on this arm and it transferred to this arm? No, I'm just playing. Yes. Oh my God. Don't get me started on that. Jealousy. Jealousy is a real thing. We'll have to do tomorrow's live on jealousy, because that's a whole. I got stories, y'all. I probably should do a podcast episode on jealousy, because I have stories. I have definitely dealt with my fair share of jealousy, which is another reason why I don't play. I don't be playing. When people give me signs that, you know what, I don't play so much when it comes to jealousy, because I've experienced so much that when people even joke, you know how people be like, oh, wow, oh, you're enjoying yourself over there. I'm so jelly. I'm so jealous. Oh, you said what? That's a red flag for me. Don't play with me like that. You might mean no harm. You might literally just mean like, how that joke is supposed to be told. But for me, I'm gonna be side eyeing you, because people be playing and they really be saying, they really be serious. Seriously, jealousy is a hell of a feeling. I do have it on my board to do an episode on feelings, on the fact that there are only two emotions. There are a bunch of different feelings that we have. Jealousy is one of them, or envy, or feeling resentment, feeling sadness and depression. And then there is feeling happiness and feeling love and feeling safe, all these things. But although we have all these different feelings, we only have two emotions. And the feelings, or the two emotions, are like umbrellas to these feelings. And those two feelings are love and fear. So when someone is jealous, they are really afraid. When you are dealing with jealousy, you are really afraid. You're afraid that you are not going to get where that person is or what they have. It's just a feeling under that emotion. And those are the only two emotions that we have here. I think this was like a salsa jar at first. and now it's our family lotion jar. Consists with your shade, survive shade of light skin, hating, survive the shade of out there. Oh my goodness, you trying to keep me on this live. I gotta do that. That's a good topic. That's a good topic. We don't even talk about that in our community in America. We really act like when it comes to colorism, it's interesting because I looked at the definition of colorism one day, and it is a term that is specific for dark skinned people, right? And I feel like there needs to be a term for when you are the alternative, right? When you are on the opposite spectrum of that. Because if there is light skin privilege is a thing. Light skin privilege exists. There are definitely light skinned men and women who feel like they are that and all the stereotypes that go along with that. Yes, that is a thing. But then if there is a certain people that is held at a hierarchy because of our ignorance, thinking that because of the shade of this person is more beautiful, why wouldn't we also think that there are going to be people that would be jealous of that? How could it be like there's a hierarchy of people that are supposed to be the better people ignorantly, right? We ignorantly have proclaimed and believed that light-skinned people are the better people. And so how could that be that? And then there not be a people that also is like feeling some kind of way about those people. It's a thing. It's a freaking thing. And it's definitely not just here in Africa. But yeah, it's definitely honestly like I don't speak the language here, so I don't really be knowing what the women like what they say, which is really good. I have had certain situations where they try to be funny with me, and I'll be like, huh? Like I can feel, like I was saying earlier, my first language, like all of our first language is feeling, but I really go off of feeling. So I can feel when somebody is feeling some kind of way, and I've said some things, but yeah, I don't know. Some people are like, hey, she looks dope, and then some people are like, who does she think she is? So I get both, but it's the same thing in America. When you light skin anywhere, but especially in America, you're the weak person. You're the one that can't fight. You're the one that's going to get beat up and raped in the prison first, right? Right? These aren't my words. This is our community. This is our community. But if someone light skin is talking about their experience being light skinned, you can't talk about it because it's supposed to be that only if you're dark skinned, you're the only one. Like you've only been bullied for being dark skinned, but you can't be bullied for being light skinned. But there really are people out here who feel like I can just beat her ass because yeah, she light skinned. She ain't gonna be able to. Yes, there's a lot of your children who will be light skinned because we act like when we talk about the light skin, dark skin thing, it's so funny because we most definitely have needed to come out of this deep slumber of dark skinned people being unattractive and being ugly. We have needed that. Like, thank the universe. It just shows our expansion and our growth as human beings for us to come out of that. But what you see now is like, we are like, okay, so now let's reverse that. Let's reverse the hate that we have ignorantly put on our darker skinned brothers and sisters. And now let's put the emphasis on light skinned people being weak and being, light skinned. There's things that we share on social media about light skinned men. I would never want my boys on social media. I would never want my light skinned boys on social media thinking that the world looks at them. If they take a picture, there's like a light skinned picture. It's like a way that a light skinned man takes a picture, and he's like a weaker man because he's light skinned. Like, what the hell? How is that like? How is that supposed to be fixing the problem? It's really sick, guys. But it's not new though. Social media is what's new. It's not new at all. I grew up fighting a bunch of women because a bunch of girls that felt like because when you light skin, especially if you're slim, but if you light skin, you got long hair, you think you all that, you need your ass beat. And so a lot of light skinned girls actually learned how to fight because we got into a lot of fights because people thought that we couldn't fight because we light skinned. If this is not how you feel, then that's great for you. But this is a reality though. Jumped when pregnant babies, kicked and grown men. When you won't spread your legs, give her what she deserves. Hey, it's so deep, y'all. We got so much ignorance about this. We be like, oh, well, the light skinned ones got to stay in the house. Can you imagine? Could you imagine living in the house with your master and his wife and his white wife, whose children that you are breastfeeding? You got your own kids and you can't even be with them. And you're like, there's so many different levels. How dare, like I seen a comedian, I forgot who it was, but I seen a comedian doing a stand-up about this, and it was just so sick. You know, even that is really funny to me. I was watching Katt Williams, his last stand-up, and I love Katt Williams. This is just like his most recent stand-up. And I was just in it. Like I had my popcorn, I was ready. I was like, okay, I'm about to watch this. And, you know, after he did the podcast with Club Shay Shay, it was just the perfect timing. And it came on and I watched it. About 30 minutes in, Katt Williams does this joke about slavery. Woo! I turned the whole thing off. I couldn't even finish watching it. I don't even know what to feel. And I am a comedian at heart. Like I'm funny. I'm goofy myself. So I get the jokes. But this dude literally was telling a joke. You know, when comedians do their stand-up, they practice these jokes. And they normally do it in front of people. So this means that there's a huge chance that he actually said this joke in front of his loved ones. And they said, that's a good joke, you should tell it. And so what the joke was, he was saying how like the people who really freed the slaves, like the ones, like the way that slavery really got freedom, got free, was because of Black women and us giving the masters ass, like having sex. And he talked about us being able to back it up on them and the way we do little tricks and certain things like that, and how that's what actually freed the slaves. Baby, when I tell y'all, I was so disturbed by this. And to add insult to injury, I watched it again 30 minutes through, and then he gives this joke and I turn it off, right? But all the jokes that he gave before then that were that were actually really funny, right? Because maybe that's your humor, right? Maybe that's your humor and I can't control what's funny to you. But when you listen to the audience on that joke compared to any other joke, I'm not kidding. Go and watch Katt Williams' last stand-up. I forgot what city he was in. I wish I could remember what city he was in, but it's like his last one. And when you listen to the audience is kee-hee-ha-eyeing, like louder than you ever heard an audience before, to this particular slave joke. It's crazy. Like, I just don't be knowing if I'll be like, am I really here? Sometimes stuff be happening. I'll be like, but am I really here with y'all, or am I just watching this? Like, am I here though? Did this happen in the same world that or is this like, am I sitting back watching this on the TV screen and I just got really deep into it, so I think it's real? Like, I swear to God, I have these moments sometimes. I've had these moments all my life. And I just be like, this can't be the same reality that I'm actually in though. Like, what? And I think the thing that really gets me too is because, for those of you who don't know, my mom's side of the family is Native Americans. My mother is not, but my grandmother, going on to my great grandmother and on, they are full blood Native Americans. So my mother, I should say my grandmother, was the first one of our known generation to have a child with a Black person. So for a long time, this is why I have such passion and insight on colorism, because my mother grew up in our Native American family, going to a Native American school, being called the nigger child. So she talked to us from being very, very young about colorism. All of my sisters are dark skinned. We've never had any type of like, oh, you think you better than me, or I'm not better than you because I da da da. Like we've never had that. But that's because my mom has been very verbal with us. Me and my brother are her light skinned children, and then she has 3 dark skinned kids. But anyways, so my mom's side being Native American, I have a lot of that knowledge, and just as I make sure that my kids are aware of our African descent, I also make sure that we are aware of our Native American family and stuff. So anyways, when I look at how the Native Americans treat their heritage, our heritage, my mom's side, and then like when I look at some of the things that they've done, like I remember reading an article about some Native Americans that were hired to be in like a Western movie or something. This was just like maybe 8 years ago or something, maybe less than that. And they were hired to play in this movie in Hollywood. They were all sent to the studio to do the filming. And they all walked off stage and they did not get to complete the movie because the things that they had the Native Americans doing in the film, like squatting and just like really stereotypical things, and they were not having it. My bad, my phone about to go dead. But they were not having it, y'all. They was like, we are done with these stereotypes. We should have never even started, and we ain't doing this no more. And I just loved to see the dignity, like the integrity in them, like and even like one of my oldest, he just got done reading Anne Frank's diary, so he learns about the Holocaust, and we talked a lot about that. And you just don't see, like, it's only our tragedy, Americans, Black Americans, where you see it being okay to make jokes about. Like, I don't understand. Like, the vision that I get, it's not. I just be like, you know what? You one of them people that need to be handled, okay? Because this is a morale thing. You need your ass slapped or something for thinking that you can stand on here and do such a degrading, disrespectful joke. How many of our people are still and were raped and separated and dismembered and all types of things? And just, oh my God, like, it's just so many levels to it. How is this okay to make a joke like this and then everybody is laughing? I'm talking about like you've never seen a crowd laugh before. They would have been talking about me. They would have been like, oh, she can't take a joke. They would have been like, oh, she can't take a joke. Da, 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 da. Because no, Katt Williams has been, oh, don't say that. Why he makes those type of jokes. I've never seen Katt do that. Like, I was so disappointed. I just couldn't even watch it anymore. I'm like, yo, you suck for that. He sucks for that, and everybody Black sucks for that, for sitting in that audience. And I don't care. Like, no, do a different stand-up. Like, redo it, do it again, because you messed up the whole show. But when we don't have morale, when we're not, this is what this live is really about. Okay, I'm gonna conclude it with this, because honestly, even this subject is the same thing that we were talking about earlier. Stand firm on integrity. Like, stand firm on morale. Like, stand loyal to who you came here as, like who you came here through, like the avatar, that you chose to come through. Stand firm on that. He got a perm. Right. That's true. Yeah. I was really disturbed by that. But okay, you guys, I really appreciate you guys for tuning in. Come back tomorrow, maybe around the same time. Make sure that your notifications are on so that you don't miss an episode or a live, in case I end up doing it at a different time. And stay tuned for Earth is School podcast. It is going to be coming to a source near you. I am so excited to bring you guys what is in store for this podcast. And if you like this video, if you like this live, then please hit the thumbs up button right now. Hit it right now. Like, don't even play any games. Just pop. It's for free. Just pop. It's for free. Hit the button so that YouTube will know that my lives are popping and they need to be suggested, because I think we have really good discussions here, guys. Really good insight. Yeah, let me share my email. Thank you, because I be forgetting to do all of this, y'all. It's a lot. If you are interested in doing a session with me, for those of you who don't know, I do a form of hypnosis that I call theta mind therapy, where I take people into their alpha theta state of mind, and we pull out all types of things, all kinds of traumas and unforgetfulness things. And I mean, it's no limit to what we actually do, helping people to stop their overthinking and really to tap into their gifts. The symptoms of doing this work is you trusting yourself more and knowing when you're receiving messages from source, just being more tapped in and being more confident. Just a complete 180 in your life. I haven't had anyone. I was speaking to a client yesterday, and we were talking about how I haven't had anyone do this work and they don't become a complete new person. So if you're interested in that, or if you want me to help you with essential oils, then just email me. I normally respond within like 24 hours. And hit the super thanks button, people. You guys can support me anyway. The best and free way to support me is by sharing this live, sharing my videos, watching my content without skipping the commercials. And if you want to gift me in any way, you can hit the super thanks button. Look at this dog. Like, the dog is just doing a lot right now. And you can also gift me via Cash App if you like. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. The Millie Gang. I like that name. Thank you. I'm curious to know if you've heard about any stories about Senegal and Sudan and Egypt. A healthy majority of them aren't from West Africa. No. The Sudanese. No, I haven't. I haven't. There is some people that I met. Where are these people from, though? I don't know. I should reach out to this dude because I haven't talked to him in a long time. But there are some people that I met that I was pretty shocked they're not from here, and they don't speak Wolof, they don't speak French. They were on a village that someone invited me to see about doing some of my work there. And it was just like impossible for me to work with them because I can't even begin to learn a whole another language. But I don't know. They might have been Sudanese people. I'm trying to remember because I know I was familiar with what they were called, but I just can't remember what it was. But yeah, that's interesting. I'll definitely ask about that. And thank you so much. Thank you so much for the super thanks. Yes, you guys. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this live. And until next time, thank you for rolling with us, sister. Peace out.